welcome, all you entertainment holics out there in radio and television land. It is time yet again for another thrilling, exciting installment of, you guessed it, Wicked Entertaining, coming at you live every week. Monday to Friday, basically, 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern time, only on Rock Rage Radio. We are syndicated on the following: iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Spotify, Audible, Spreaker, Podbean, Blog Talk Radio, many other podcast and radio broadcast sites. We are also featured on YouTube, Vimeo, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram TV. And we're distributed by Sony Music Entertainment, Sony Music Publishing, The Orchard by Sony, Art 19, BMG, and 50/50 Global Music Incorporated. We have, let's see, I'm your host, Jennifer DeVoe Muse, aka Jenny. I've got the Muse here with me. So together we're Jenny and the Muse. And then, of course, we've got actor Eric Webb. He's also a fitness trainer out of New Hampshire. We've got Greg Coster, radio host, producer. We got the sultry songstress of metal, Amy Bowman. We've got the Mac Daddy of metal, Shiler Staver, and I believe that's our lineup. But tonight is just gonna be me. But our featured guest this evening is none other than El Trace from Celebrity Stalker.
What's up, everybody?
Rock band extraordinaire. But yeah. Very excited to have you on here. Love you guys' music. Absolutely love it.
Happy to be back. Last time I was on with you was back when you were in LA. Glad to still be a part of the music world with you now that you're on the East Coast.
Hell yeah. Very exciting stuff. Glad you guys could join us tonight. And looking forward to playing our music videos and some music off Spotify and everything. So
nice.
It's going to be fun.
Nice. And I like the name.
Yeah.
I like the name. Having worked out in New England for years, Wicked. I love it. Wicked Entertaining. Everything out there is wicked.
Yeah. That's why I thought rebranding was best. Because,
right. I love it. Good name.
West Coast. I mean, Talk on the Block. Yeah, it's a great show. But at the same time, it's just a mouthful. It's too much. You say it's Wicked Entertaining. It's 2 words. Simple, easy. And it pertains to New England and the East Coast. So,
Right.
Better. Plus, who doesn't love the devil with, flipping people off with both hands? I mean, that's just the best logo ever.
Exactly. No, exactly. It's really good. I like it a lot. And you guys have been real active. Are you doing 2 shows a week? Is it
5,
2?
basically.
5. Nice.
Yeah, Monday through Friday. Yeah. Instead of just the 1 hour on Wednesdays, I wanted to expand. And Rock Rage Radio lets me do that, to have the 5 days a week. So very excited.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Celebrity Stalker is really happy that you made time for us to be on your show and promote upcoming things we have going on. And we appreciate you, and we appreciate everyone watching, and support the scene. I mean, that's all we ask. Support the scene.
Hell yeah. So tell our viewers a little bit more about Celebrity Stalker. Music, when did you form, that type of stuff.
So 2 of us have been together since high school, making music in multiple different bands. We added a drummer a while back, and it's just been a power trio for years now. We really started ramping it up again right before COVID hit, and we had an album come out and everything, and COVID kind of screwed that up, and we had to delay the release. It influenced the title of the album, though. It became "You're the Thief," because it was, all of us, everybody out there had a year stolen from them. So I think everyone can identify with that. The album's everywhere, though. I mean, you can find it on all of your apps. You can buy it at Amazon, Apple Music, wherever. You can download it, stream it, wherever you not steal or pay pennies on the dollar for your music nowadays. Right. It's like, yeah, right. So true. But our type of music is, it's punk metal crossover. I mean, it's a throwback to DRI, metal, suicidal. It's just, if we're booked on a metal show, they call us punk. If we are booked on a punk show, they call us metal. So it really is in between. I mean, it's skate metal or skate punk or whatever you want to call it. It really fits in that in between. But no, it's just aggressive music. So if you get a chance, go check it out. Like I said, Celebrity Stalker Band is available on all of the social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that, Twitter. And then the music is available from Pandora through Spotify, Amazon, all of that. But we play an aggressive brand of music, and it's not true metal and it's not true punk. So it's something for everyone,
I like
but
that.
it's aggressive, and that's all that matters.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm wearing Metallica. Aggressive. Fuck
Nice.
yeah.
I'm wearing ESP, one of our sponsors, ESP Guitars
Nice.
out of North Hollywood. They
Hell yeah.
sponsor myself and Celebrity Stalker. So doing a little representing right here.
Nice. Good job. You got any other sponsors besides them?
Yeah. So we're also sponsored. Our drummer is sponsored by Saluda Cymbals, which make boutique custom cymbals. I think they're out of the East Coast or the South. One of the Carolinas, I believe. And then also Dream Ears monitors. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Dream Ears, where they, mold it exactly to your ear, and they're custom. So sponsored by them. Also Crunch Cabinets. We do cables because Crunch does cables and cabinets, and Lou Russo or Lucero over there, he's a great guy. We do all of our cables through Crunch, and then also Rock and Roll Industries magazine, which you may be familiar with.
Yeah.
From a lot of NAMM shows or Megadeth shows and all that stuff. But those guys, Mike and everyone, and Jessica over at Rock and Roll Industries, great group of people. They've always supported us, and those are our key sponsors.
Nice. Speaking
And then
of Megadeth,
and then ESP, and then you can't say it enough, ESP, because we all know that's the metal guitar standard right there, right?
Nice. Speaking of Megadeth, we're going to see them this weekend on Saturday in Bangor, Maine.
Nice.
At I think it's Merrill Auditorium or something. I can't remember what they call it. It's on the waterfront. It's one of those big new music venues, and we're gonna see it's Five Finger Death Punch is the headliner, and Megadeth's opening for them, and the Who, not.
Yeah, right. And that guy plays like a cello or something,
confusing.
right?
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
kind of confusing.
Yeah, right. But I hear they rock.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
I've heard nothing but good things about them.
Very exciting.
Has the Testament Exodus show made it through your area yet?
I haven't seen it, but who knows?
Okay, I don't know if they're going to go as far up as Maine, but I'm sure they'll probably hit Boston.
Yeah.
Right? Boston. And you run into that though too, huh? Right? If you want to go out and cover the shows, sometimes you got to make that drive down, don't you?
New Hampshire, Boston. Because New Hampshire has a nice venue also, but a lot of the stuff in New Hampshire is typically country, but not always. You get a lot.
Is the venue is that the arena in Manchester? Is that?
I think so. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Right on.
That's a good venue. I've seen Blake Shelton and Craig Morgan there. That was a good.
Yeah, the Monarchs, Manchester. I'm a Kings fan, so Farm Club, the Monarchs, Manchester Monarchs. Yeah, they're over there. So I'm very familiar between working there and then also having the Kings players and prospects go through New Hampshire. A lot of familiarity with the area.
Yeah. So who writes the music for your band primarily, or is it like
a
collaboration?
So the music itself and a lot of the melodies that you hear, I'm probably the primary writer of that. Our Jason, our bass player singer, who I've been writing music with since high school, he's our lyricist, and he'll kind of he'll write riffs from time to time, but he's more quality control. He'll like, I'll be like, here's where I'm going, and he'll like maybe go a little this way or go a little that way. But he writes most of our lyrical themes. I write all the music. Chuck our drummer, he's the guy that comes in and goes, "Wow, guys are guys are really out there. How about we recognize time signatures and some standards here and bring it all together?" So he's kind of the guy that ropes it all in, and it really is a all three of us play a part in it. I know there are bands out there where one guy comes in and really dictates it all. I would say from a musical standpoint, they would tell me, "Hey, you're making it sound real sweet, like we all have a voice." But yeah, so from a musical standpoint, I probably am the final vote. But
Right.
man, I'm all ears because they never let me down. They always steer me in the right direction. And then from the lyrical content and like how you were saying, like you like your mom or things like
Yeah.
that, songs that we have. Jason is the guy that really he carries us through the lyrical content and makes it relevant to the audience and not just me rocking out a bunch of riffs for people.
That's good. What bands would you say were the influence for what you do?
So everyone in this band would answer that question differently, and I'm trying to think of everybody. I know Charlie's favorite bands are like Deftones and Korn.
Mm,
So
good.
from the drummer standpoint, it's very Tool, Korn, Deftones. That intricate drumming, even if it's a basic riff, those bands always find a way to make it a little bit more. For me, I know it comes down to, and everyone has their standards, but for me, Hendrix and Randy Rhoads are the foundation.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden and Metallica are the next level.
Hmm.
And then for more modern, and these are even dated, I love System of a Down.
Hell yeah.
I really get into, I like them to be hooky, but be aggressive and also a little bit intricate. And then my main influence of all time, which I think every metal guy would say, is Black Sabbath. I mean, Tony Iommi and Black Sabbath, Ozzy. I mean, how can you not be influenced by one of the best friggin' rock bands that ever existed?
Hell yeah.
And then with Jason, I know he's more into, he likes everything, and he likes a lot of the more modern stuff. I mean, he likes Falling in Reverse.
Oh yeah.
For a little bit older stuff, he really likes Head PE, and
Oh
then
yeah.
and then we all get into a lot of rap, which isn't, you'll hear it from time to time in our music, but um, where you draw your influences from are spots outside. I mean, the washing machine. If the washing machine is making a noise that has a cool rhythm, that shit may work its way into a riff. Okay. The train rolling by. If the train rolling by gets a good like thing going on, that may come out later.
Ah.
And I think with our band and why it's so hard to pigeonhole us into like one genre is that we didn't say, hey, we're going to play this type of music and then fit
Yeah.
in with all the bands in that type. We're really
Right.
like, we're just going to play music. We're going to play what we
Right.
want.
Yeah.
And you could pick out a lot of influences. I mean, big influence for me from a riff and a song structure standpoint, Slayer.
Oh hell yeah.
And in rhythms, you would go, oh, I see it. And solos, not
Right.
so much. That's when I go back to my Randy Rhoads and my, Hendrix and stuff, bluesy and
Right.
ripping solos and stuff. But I would just say we're just influenced by music,
Hell yeah.
and good music, and there's so much of it out there, and we've never wanted to be a part of a genre scene.
Right.
Like
That's
we're
good.
death metal, we're gonna play only death metal, or we're this or we're that.
Yeah.
We'll play a song, people will be like, oh, where'd that come from? Came from here, baby. Came from the heart. Came from right here. That's just where it comes from. And all three of us are so different that when we do get together, it really does influence what we're doing, and you'll hear a lot of influences.
I like
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that you're multi-genre though, not just all pigeonholed into one box. You know what I mean? Cuz who wants to just be in a box? That's I mean, kind of boring to me, but I mean, everybody's to each their own. Everybody's different. If you want to be a swing band, be the best fucking swing band on the planet. I mean, whatever. Whatever style of music suits you best. But I do like the fact that you're, more than one genre kind of mix.
Right. And I think it's important too. I mean, if you're going to write interesting music, and I think when you talk to like a lot of successful musicians and people that have actually, created longevity in music and had a career, you'd be shocked at what they have in their, in their normal rotation. You'd run into, a guy in Slayer and you're like, oh, you must listen to aggressive shit, and then you find out
Right.
that that's the last thing one of those guys wants to listen to. Or you know what I mean? Like you need to expand your horizons. And when I was younger, and I'm sure everyone falls into this, but when music was more of an identifier of who I was, whether, we're talking like high school or something, you get into these things where you're like, oh, my music's great. Your music sucks. Oh, you like that band? Ha 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 ha. No, these are the bands you should like. And you become one of these
Yeah.
gatekeepers. But at the end of the day, being a gatekeeper, you may be on the right track overall and you may know, what's good, but you sure do miss out on a lot, and you sure are mad a lot, and you sure are angry. And music shouldn't make you angry. Music should
No.
make you happy. And
Yeah.
if there's a pop song out there, which I'm not a big pop fan, oh my God, I hate it. My girlfriend loves it. I mean, we call her iPod or her music playlist my torture
80s pop.
device. Yeah,
80s
but
pop
it
is one thing, like
but
Madonna
it's yeah,
or
but it's still
Cyndi
my
Lauper,
torture
but
device. But it's still my torture device. I am not into pop, man. And sometimes when she's mad at me, I think she turns it up even louder because she knows it gets under my skin. But there's still like good stuff out there, right? So I mean, that's on me. If music makes you mad to hear something, that's kind of on you. And I really
yeah.
think that opening up your mind to music's important. And it's great to have your favorite genres, but don't walk up to me in your battle vest all studded out telling me about, fucking the latest death metal band or black metal band, and then expect me to believe that your girlfriend doesn't have you listening to something else on car rides. I mean, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
I listen to a little bit of everything. Pop. I only pop I listen to is like 80s stuff, like Cyndi Lauper, the Bangles. Like Michael Jackson, like more the the mainstream
Right.
Madonna. Things like that. Like I like that stuff because that's what I grew up on. But I predominantly like classic rock, like Led Zeppelin, Foreigner, REO Speedwagon, like the typical like rock. Then I also love
But
hair bands. I love
right.
the hair bands. I love metal. I like punk rock. I listen to rap and hip hop. I listen to country. I listen to a little bit of everything. I like blues. I like funk. I like disco. I like a lot of different stuff. But there are some things maybe even I don't really want to listen to. I mean, I like ska. I like swing band music. I like a lot of different stuff. You got to
Right.
keep an open mind.
You
But
do.
I would love to make a metal version of Thriller.
Oh shit.
Dude, that would be hard, like
That would
they
that would be.
they did it with Smooth Criminal, so I mean, why not Thriller? Just something.
Right. Yeah. What was that? Alien Ant Farm and Smooth Criminal?
Yes, that was awesome, but like take Thriller and go there. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean there's a lot of great metal covers of pop songs, because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, what makes you sing, what makes you tap your foot, what makes you bang your head, and a good song's a good song no matter what genre it's in.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, when you get into genre specific, that's when you are influenced by the cliches, right? Like, oh, I like
Hmm.
blast beats. Okay, well, after a while, all the blast beats sound pretty damn similar. Oh,
Yeah.
I like, like certain cliches in that type of music. Um,
Yeah.
After a while, anyone could make a song in that, or you could convert
Yeah.
any song to a genre if you do the cliches of the genre. So
Right.
yeah, having a vast music library goes a long way, and it also goes a long way for anyone writing music, right? Because you never know where you're going to get your influences. Like
Yeah.
I said, if I hear
I mean, you're not.
a rhythm from anywhere, it may influence me. What were you going to say? I'm
I
sorry.
mean, I'm probably not gonna listen to like Mariah Carey or J Lo or certain things I don't really care for. I'm not really a trap person. I don't like a lot of this newer music. Like, not really as much into like Cardi B or what's that
No.
WAP song, like,
Yeah. The wet
although
ass
I just don't. Yeah, you can say pussy on this show. That's cool.
the wet ass
Um,
pussy.
you can say fuck on this show. This is
I
online
think I
radio.
did.
Hallelujah.
I
That's
was like,
fine. You go
oops.
right for it. You can say shit, fuck, damn, hell. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. That's the great thing about my show is feel free to be yourself. You can swear, you can smoke weed, you can have a shot of whiskey. I don't give a fuck. As long as we're having a good time and we're enjoying some music, that's what matters.
Right. I think for me, kind of how you're saying, like I agree. Like I'm not a big pop guy, but I think for me, there's got to be a song. There's got to be something there. So for like pop that's making it into the pop world, like what is that girl's name? Gosh darn it, is it not Sierra? Who's the girl that
Sia,
sings that? Sia.
Sia. Mm-hmm.
So her
Yep.
songs, Rihanna's
Chandelier,
covering,
like chandelier and all
yeah,
that. Yeah,
like
I
or
like that.
like
I like her
diamonds,
music. I
yeah.
actually like her some of her stuff.
And then when the pop people like Titanium or Diamonds or whatever those song titles are, when
Oh
they're
yeah,
done by pop people, there's
yeah,
a song there. It's got heart.
yeah.
But when you see a song that's got 13 producers and it's got no heart, it just has the beat, the drop, and the hook.
Yeah.
I'm like, that shit was made in a lab, and I'm not down with test tube music. I like
No.
music with soul. And I
Yeah.
think that for me, it's got to have soul. And no matter what genre you play in, if you're creating music that matters to you, and I think that's the key thing, not buying songs, not being influenced by your label. If you're making music that matters to you, whether you're EDM or metal,
Yeah.
then I'm interested in hearing because I want art. And I think that's what it gets to at the end. I want art. I want something with soul,
Hell yeah.
and I think that's the key thing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. But let's play some music. What do we want to play first? I have the YouTube up and I have the Spotify up. I know you only have certain songs on
Um,
YouTube. So I don't know if you want to play some videos first and or
yeah,
just
let's go with the video for Thrill Seekers. I think that's a
all
fun
right.
video.
All right, hell yeah. 1 second. Come on. 1 second. Come on. Hold that thought.
Hold up. Wait, I'm thinking here. Be quiet. I'm thinking.
Oh my god dang it. Oh, 1 second. All right, I'm gonna cue it up. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, having technical difficulties. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, having technical difficulties. I'll be right back.
All right.
Dark room in the Hollywood Hills. Glamour slaves out seeking thrills. Black mirrors with no reflection. White lines drawn to perfection. Stainless steel slicing through flesh. Fading senses, you can't speak for breath. Thrill seekers on a murder spree. K-I-L-L-I-N-G. First comes lost, then comes singer. Then drops the body of another dead stranger. First comes lost, then comes singer. Then drops the body of another dead stranger. First comes lost, then comes singer. Then drops the body of another dead stranger. I don't know why they must die. Bleeding out in the light of day as the stars come out to play. Stiff, rotting carcasses, lost souls in a black abyss. Stainless steel, you're slicing through flesh. Fading senses, you gasp me for breath. Thrill seekers on a murder spree. K-I-L-L-I-N-G. First comes lost, then comes singer. Then drops the body of another dead stranger. First comes lost, then comes singer. Then drops the body of another dead stranger. First comes lost, then comes singer. Then drops the body of another dead stranger. I don't know why they must die. Shades of blue from a lack of breath. Victim in this game of death. Satiated as I watch you bleed. K-I-L-L-I-N-G. Stainless steel, slicing through flesh. Fading senses, you gasp me for breath. Thrill seekers on a murder spree. Now it's time to die for me. First comes lost, then comes singer. Then drops the body of another dead stranger. First comes lost, then comes singer. Then drops the body of another dead stranger. First comes lost, then comes singer. Then drops the body of another dead stranger. I don't know why they must die.
Hell yeah. Woo!
I
And
realize,
I totally see that on being featured on a horror movie. Like that's just
right?
badass.
It's like every time I see that video, I'm like, oh shit, I let my hair grow out.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say you almost like a different fucking person in that video. Your hair's so short.
I know, this is my COVID, dude. They locked me up for 40 days and 40 nights. I came out Moses.
Dude, that should totally be featured on a horror movie. I could just so see that.
Yeah, and Jason, our bass player, so getting back to like kind of what we do as a band, I spend countless hours working on the music, and I will be in the lab just fucking zoning in for hours. But when it comes to our graphic art and our logos, our videos, and all that's where Jason steps in. Our lead singer, he's a graphic art guy. He's a video editor. and all of our videos. I mean, even your mom video, which hopefully we'll see later, or you already showed it. You showed it at
Oh
the
no, we're
beginning.
gonna show it. We gonna show it tonight.
Oh,
Damn
okay.
right.
Yeah, Jason's responsible for all that. So, Chuck steps in and he holds us together because if you ever watch those, Chuck's very mellow, and Jason and I are like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and Chuck grounds us. He really does. I mean, he's the drummer, he's the backbeat. He brings it all to to center. You know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Jason for making all those videos that we have, and we have some more videos coming up soon. We're going in the studio, working on some new music that we have. Um, we should have some stuff out in spring of 23, and then we'll have music videos to follow for that. So probably going to do a 4-song EP. We did the full length EP or album with You're the Thief. And at the end of the day, the way people digest music now, we kind of talked about it, and it was already heading this way even when we made the album, and we talked about it before the album. But it's probably almost more important to have single with a video than actually trying to make a full album experience, because most people don't even sit down. I mean, I'm hoping they get back to it. Everyone's into vinyl now. I'm hoping people remember, or for young people learn that there was a whole thing to listening to a full album,
Yeah.
and there was it took you on a journey, and music got away from that, and part of it is the industry, part of it is the bands that got propped up. Maybe they only had 2 songs, so I'm not going to listen to a full album if you only got 2 songs.
Part of it's the attention span of the new generation.
Yes, that's probably the key thing. And
LOL,
then, yeah,
LMFAO. Everything's an abbreviation, sus, instead of something suspicious or suspect. It's
yeah,
sus.
I'm
And
going on
everything is like,
vacay.
yeah, everything's all shortened and small now. And it's like,
Right,
so that kind of reflects on their attention span. You know what I'm saying?
right,
In my opinion, so they can only hear it like, oh, one song at a time, and then all the industries now, like Sony, everybody, they do everything in like, okay, here's one song and a video, and then here's another song and a video, and yes, eventually you release the whole thing as an EP. A lot of people don't even do like real full albums anymore. Not everybody, anyway. But
right.
like you do it as like a 3-song EP or a 6-song EP or
Or
whatever,
yep.
and then it's the next one, and everything's released as a single, and then it's just crazy.
So it is. It's wild, and it does. A lot of it does come down to attention span. We all want instant gratification. I mean, we're getting programmed that way. We get
Yeah.
everything so fast that, I mean, like even a TV show, if they try to build up the story, people may not stick around till episode 3 when the story starts materializing. Like you have to like write
Mhm.
everything to catch people immediately. And for us, I saw that with the Your Mom video, because the Your Mom video has an
Yeah.
intro that's like a sitcom TV
Mhm.
show. It's got a little music, it's got an intro, and people actually like during the intro were like, "Oh, this band sounds corny," and turned it off before the song actually started. I was
It's an
like, "You
amazing
really?"
song. You totally missed it. What the
I'm
fuck?
like, "You only had 20 seconds in you," and then that really is a strategy you have to think about nowadays. Like,
Fucking
if you
sad.
don't hook them immediately, then you may lose a certain amount of the audience because they've only got 15 seconds before they swipe to the next video. And people dropped like negative comments on our like Your Mom video, like, "Oh, that's so ridiculous." And it was because they didn't let the music kick in. And we were trying to
Yeah.
take them on a journey. That's a whole
Yeah.
show. I mean, it even has ending credits. But there certain people had no time for it. And I was just like, "Wow, that is
Well, those
insane."
people suck, and they don't really matter anyway. Because half of them are Karens and Chads, and we don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Anywho.
There's a lot of sheep out there. A lot of
I don't do
sheep.
sheeple. I don't do sheeple. I'm not friends with sheeple. I don't my neither one of my children, well, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. No, my children aren't sheeple. I would kick their fucking asses. I swear to God. You don't just conform and follow people and like, oh fuck that shit. Have your own mind, have your own voice, have your own
Right.
thoughts, don't be fucking doing all that shit. And give something time, more than 20, 30 fucking seconds, because you don't
Right.
know, it might be the next best motherfucking thing, and you missed out on it, because you weren't patient enough.
Right.
Just
So
stupid
true.
to me. So stupid to me. Like albums like Tommy by The Who and Operation Mindcrime by Queensryche and what all the concept albums of our time, The Wall by Pink Floyd. How many
Quadrophenia by
people
The
now?
Who.
Yeah, how many people nowadays in the world we live in would take the time to, like, if that was new music coming out now, not 30, 40, 50 years ago, if it was new shit right now, how many people would take the time to listen to the whole thing? Like, it's a concept album.
Not many. Not
Operation
many.
Mindcrime tells a story from beginning to fucking end, and it takes you on a journey. And if you don't listen to a whole thing, you just listen to one song here, one song there, you're missing out on the whole story.
Right. You
And
are.
you're not
I
going to
think
get what's going on.
what was the I mean, and someone will chime in and say, "Oh no, you're missing. There's other concept albums." But what
Oh,
was
there's
the
a
last
bunch.
popular?
Yeah.
What was I think the last popular one was what Green Day's album, and then even with Green Day's album, all you ever hear about is "Wake Me When September Ends." I'm like,
Yeah.
did you not? Did you miss? And there's plenty of people out there that know the album or know songs on it, but best song on that album is "Jesus of Suburbia." And when I hear that album, it takes me back to like junior high and high school, hanging out in front of the 7-Eleven, just being a young punk ass. And like that was probably the end of it. And that's at the early 2000s. If you released a concept album now, you would have to be mega popular already. Or no, Beyonce, Lemonade, talking shit about being cheated on by her husband. That's probably the last concept album. And then I think it only survived because she has so many fans. But
Yeah.
people do not have an attention span. They just don't. And they
Fucking
want to get
sad.
onto something else.
Well, I still have an attention span, goddammit, and I'm going to keep listening to this stuff, and it's not going to stop me. It's just bullshit. I don't know. I just think that
Sure.
people should give things a little bit more time.
I like things that move me. Going back to what we talked about, like art, and if music should be art. And if you have the ability to make a concept album, holy crap, that you took a theme and ran it all the way through. And speaking of that, anyone that's into concept albums, our album, You're the Thief, is a concept album. And it does lead from, it's so relevant more and more every day, with so many disenchanted people. And, you hear about all these shootings and all these people that really just think
all the
that
time,
there's
every other day.
right. And there's all these people just giving up every day. And You're the Thief really is that type of album. And it starts off with how the rich kind of abuse the working class, kind of how everyone's out for an instant gratification, like that Thrill Seeker song. It really is about it's about getting instant satisfaction. And it comes back to like one night stands and how in every one night stand there's a victim. And that girl was the victim of that one night stand. And it kills you, right? But people are looking for instant gratification. And as you walk through the album, it leads up to the guy becoming a maniac and letting the world drive him down, whether it's the way the rich get away with crimes or the way we live in a war-driven society right now. And just all the violence we're influenced by. And I'm a video game guy, so I'm not trying to make a statement. Yeah, I'm not trying to make a statement about like, oh, take away, there shouldn't be Grand Theft Auto. No, what there should be is more education so people realize things are a game. But there are people out there that embrace these weird ideas and they get so angry. Like people love to get high on anger right now. Anger is like the number one drug out there right now. And people love to get high on it. So as you walk through our album, it takes you on the journey of how someone can get to that point to become a maniac. And then we get into the Celebrity Stalker song where he literally is a stalker and a serial killer, or wants to be. And then we get to I Am, where he realizes like all these outside influences and all this hate and anger is weighing me down. And if I don't rise above it, I'm going to become part of the muck. And at the end of our album with the I Am song, the guy finally steps out of the abuse, the anger, the hate, and realizes he better be better to the world, because you want love out of the world, then you better put love into the world.
Amen.
You want to sit around and complain about how bad your life is? Let's really take a look at what you do on a daily. And I bet
Yeah.
you're a negative influence on your own destiny. And if you do not find a way to be positive, even if it just means being positive to other people, small gestures, one step at a time,
Mm.
you're going to get
Amen.
drugged into the hate. You're going to get drugged down. You're going to get drowned by it. It's like quicksand. It slowly pulls you in, but once you're in it, you can't get out. And people are just so into hate right now, and they love the feeling. And I love
Yeah.
metal. I love horror movies. I love video
Mm.
games with a lot of
Me too.
killing. So
Me
people
too.
think, yeah. So people think I like hate. I don't like hate.
No.
I like aggression, and there's a
Yeah.
big difference. I
Huge
like to be
difference.
aggressive with things. I like
Yeah.
aggressive art. I like aggressive movies. I like aggressive music. But at the end of the
Aggressive
day,
sex. I'm just kidding.
right? There you go. Hey, where's the muse? Hey, muse. Hey, muse. Where are you,
He's
man?
sit, he,
Shout out
he's
to the
sit,
muse.
he's sitting right there.
Shout out to the muse. Um, as aggressive as I am, when people get to know me and realize where my heart's at, or where even anyone in this band is, we would do anything for you. We would look out for you. We would do anything. Do I like to argue politics? Do I like to argue my favorite band? Do I like to argue? Hell yeah, I love it. But at the end of the day, do I like to fuck people over? Fuck no. Do I like to look out for people and give a hand? Hell yeah, and I always will. And if you're not one of those types of people, don't look around at all of the hate in your life and all the negativity and wonder why the world's out to get you. You're out to
Right.
get yourself. You're out to get
Yeah.
yourself. Either be part of the positivity or stop complaining.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I love violent video games. I love heavy metal and punk rock. I love horror movies. That's my favorite genre of book, favorite genre of movie, favorite genre of video game.
Right?
I just fucking love that shit. But at the same time, I'm one of the nicest people on the planet who would do anything for you if you're a good person, especially.
And
And
maybe liking those things is where we get the negativity out of us, right?
it helps me, to be honest with you, because of being fucked over so many times in life by friends, family, boyfriends, husbands, whatever, over the years. I was abused as a child by my mom, things like that. Like, it can make things toxic and make you angry at situations and at sometimes how life goes and whatever. But the best way to get that out of you is listen to some metal. Go to a metal concert and get in the mosh pit. Play San Andreas and just murder hookers and steal shit and just do all kinds of fucked up crazy things, and then go watch Hellraiser with Pinhead and some slasher fucking awesomeness with some Michael Myers and some Jason Voorhees and some Freddy Krueger and all the classics and some
Right.
Leatherface, which is
Get
one of
it
my
out.
favorite series also. I'm just saying, like, total violence, but that's not me as a person. I don't get into fights. I don't hurt people physically or mentally. I don't do all that extra, and I think that those things help me to cope with the things I've been through in life, the horrible things that
Right.
have been done to me. And it helps me to get that anger out. So then I'm not going around and shooting up fucking churches. I don't know, whatever. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, get that anger out of you. Find an
You
outlet,
have to.
that
You
a
have to.
healthy outlet, not shoot up a church or a school or some dumb bullshit.
If you're
But
that angry, get in the pit. Get in
you
the
need some
pit.
serious issues if you that angry. Like,
Yeah. If you're that
if you
angry,
would
get in the
hurt a
pit.
person, man,
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
But that's
Fucking
also where
ridiculous.
art comes in, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Be
think enough people
start a
engage in
metal
art.
band. Start a metal band.
Do
Like
it.
write some music. Get that anger out of you. Get the aggression out of you. So it doesn't build up and become so toxic that it makes you go do something like that. Like,
Right.
get that out of you. That's why I have these outlets. I like violent or aggressive things. It doesn't mean that I'm a violent or aggressive person. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's where you have to separate those things.
Oh
If
no,
you're just a
I
piece of shit, then
completely
you're a
agree.
piece of fucking shit. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. You could listen to Mariah Carey and be a piece of shit. It doesn't mean that,
Yeah.
just because you listen to metal doesn't mean that you're a horrible person.
No.
Oh, it's the devil's music. Shut the fuck up. shut the fuck up and get away from me right now. Then I'm the biggest Satan worshiper on the planet. Don't make me go there. I'm just kidding. I love God. Anyway.
I'm not trying to get into any organized
I know, I'm
religion.
just
I just
fucking
have
with
to
you.
make a call out here though. Why would Satan burn you in hell for defying a God that he defied?
Yeah.
The idea of brimstone and all this fear to obey.
It's
Just be a
made
good
up.
person. Be a good person.
It's all made up so that
Right.
people can feel better about them fucking selves. Yes, just be a good person, help people.
Just be a good person.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Exactly.
That's all it takes.
Don't fuck people over. Don't murder people. Don't cheat on your spouse. You can lie to the government.
Don't
I don't give a
steal.
fuck about them. That's government.
Well, they
Don't
lie
rob
to you.
banks.
They lie
Of
to
course,
you, so it's just
exactly.
payback.
So who gives a
Just
shit?
payback.
Exactly. Don't rob banks. Don't diddle children. Uh, don't rape women or children or men or whatever. I don't know. Just don't do horrible things and you'll be fine. That's all I'm saying. Just be a good person, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Just do what's right.
Exactly.
I want to play. What's that? I see American Dreams. Is that?
Yes,
is that
this one is about the death of the middle class. American Dreams is a song that I wrote because, you know, everyone wants to argue with each other. I mean, we've been getting so divided since like the Clinton era, the Bush era, the Obama era, the Trump era. And everyone wants to blame somebody for what is right in front of us that we should all be fighting. And that is the oligarchy, that is the corporate greed, that is sending jobs overseas so people in the stock market can get a higher dividend. The middle class and security is one of the most, or, you know, financial security is one of the most important things to happiness. And complaining about immigrants, complaining about the poor, they are taking nickels and pennies off your plate. You want to talk about where the real money vacuum is at? Look at how many billionaires have come into existence in the last 20 years. The hoarders, the selfish, those are the fucking people that you should be fighting against. Amen. These ideals of, you know, whether you're fascist or communist or you've got the answer. No, fuck that. The answer really is, if you want to have a good life, and again, this is a little U.S. centric. Okay, I don't live in another country, but U.S. manufacturing, bring it back. You want to have a good life, have jobs that pay. You want to have a good life, put money back into the system. And one of the big things for me is we're overworked, under-rested, underpaid, and we're angry at it, and we're angry at each other. Yeah. And the real thing is that we're mad at the wrong fucking people.
Amen.
We're mad at the wrong fucking people. And they got us so divided that they can continue the scam.
But we worship them. We worship the rich. We worship the celebrities that have all the money and
the
giant fucking houses and all this stuff when that shouldn't be the case. You know what I mean?
It shouldn't.
I mean, that's great. You're talented and you're getting paid for your talent, and that's wonderful. You know, and I'm happy for you, you know, if you work hard, especially to get where you are, and that's great. But I don't like politicians or rich people that step on the backs of the poor and middle class to get where they are and to fuck us over and use us for whatever they can. The pharmaceutical companies, the fucking just the government in general, just all of it, all the bullshit, the doctors,
all of it,
just the lawyers, everybody that just fucks us over regularly and then takes money for fucking us over. And then profiting and having giant houses and cars and whatnot, and
then complaining about the poor that they helped create.
Yes, it's their
a middle class. A strong middle class gives that rung for the lower class to have an opportunity to make it up and become a better person. When you start segregating the rich, the middle, and the bottom, and then you want to hate on whichever one for where you're at, it's a garden. It's a farm. If you do not water the field, there will be nothing left to sow. And Wall Street is a vampire. Wall Street is a fucking vampire that pays people for doing nothing. And people that actually make things and create things should be paid what they deserve, not have their jobs shipped overseas to pay some immigrant that you're abusing in pseudo slavery for pennies on the dollar
Yeah,
No, things sold in America should be built in America, made by Americans.
yeah,
And
I agree.
globalization is a way to bring third world countries up, which I'm for, but they're not doing it that way. They're using globalization to strip and rape the planet of its
Yeah,
resources and
yeah,
of its human capital.
yeah,
Third
I
world
agree.
countries aren't getting better through globalization.
No,
The US, the Europe, and the first world middle class is getting worse, and those third world countries are getting worse too. The rich are the enemy. And I will tell
yeah,
you right now,
amen.
Crocus said it best
I
in
love
the
them.
80s.
I love
Eat
them.
the rich.
Rich, yes, I remember that
Fuck
fucking
you.
song in the album. Oh my
The
god.
idea, all these people that think that capitalism and what we do today is something to be treasured and worshipped because that means anyone can make it to the top are missing the fact that over the last 40 years since Reaganomics and trickle down economics came into play, the system has been rigged. So if you make less than 200,000 a year and you think one day you're going to be the next billionaire, you're a fucking idiot. And you are supporting your enslaver, and you might as well get on your knees and suck that fucking cock because you deserve nothing better than to be fucking hot rodded with a fucking glowing red fucking staff in your fucking ass. Because at the end of the day, the middle class and the lower class made this fucking country, not the
Amen.
rich. The
Amen.
rich are vampires. The rich are
Amen.
vampires, and they always will be. And they've rigged the system against you. And now you want to kill poor people because you think they're the problem.
Yeah,
Fucking idiots.
exactly. I'm right there with you, dude. I'm right there with you.
Well,
All
that's
right,
what
let's
American Dreams is about.
fuck yeah, dude. That's badass. I love it. I love it. All right, let's play American Dreams by Celebrity Stalker. Wicked entertaining.
Picture perfect middle class, shattered now like broken glass. Your future is the past. Your cubicle is a prison cell. Put your clock on your way to hell. Put your children up for sale. American dreams are burning down, bleeding out without a sound. Broken backs from your greed. Counterfeit American dreams. American dreams. Sleepless nights and zombie days. Check to check for lower pay. Attrition. Laid to waste. Starving kids play in the streets. Ivory towers show no empathy. Their faces tell the tale. American dreams are burning down, bleeding out without a sound. Broken backs from your greed. Counterfeit American dreams. American dreams. as one. We must learn to stand as one. American dreams are burning down, bleeding out without a sound. Broken packs from your greed, counterfeit American dreams, American dreams.
Hell yeah. Woo! Such a good song. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it
Man.
gets to the point. I mean, when we made the video, it came off very Caucasian centric, but that was only because we were trying to use like 50s and 60s video. And the video comes out right as like the Trump wave really takes over. And some Trumpers are like, oh, this song makes so much sense. And I'm like, well, it's not really your song. You
Not meant
know,
for you, asshole.
it's not meant for you, fucking cheese ball. It's meant for people that fucking work every day. And if you're in that group, fine. But it's for people that work too much, don't get enough time with their family, and are
Caucasian
just
centric. I'm sorry, it's just fucking hilarious.
when we saw it after the fact and it came out, like we were like, oh god, maybe we should remake this video.
No, dude, it's really good. I mean, just the song though is really really good. I mean, it speak to a lot of people. Middle class is middle class. It doesn't matter. Middle class and poor are middle class and poor. No matter if you're Hispanic or black or
Right,
white or Asian or Native American or what you are or any mixture of those. Poor
right,
is poor.
right.
Middle class is middle class, and it shouldn't matter. About any of that extra shit.
One, it's also, I mean, when I defend it, I'm like saying, hey, that video is from the 40s, 50s. That's after World War II when the middle class really was at its strongest.
Right.
And that is what immigrants were coming to achieve.
Yeah.
So no matter what the video footage of it is, it's for all of us. And that opportunity is not there like it used to be. And that's for every one of us. And it's a problem. It's a problem. And the Wall Street vampire, the fact that a hedge fund is legally able to exist, the fact that you could bet on us failing is proof positive that Wall Street is rigged, and it's just a vacuum to suck as much money out of America as possible. And it's bullshit. And it should be regulated. And people go, oh no, regulation's bad for America. Fuck that. Anytime I've seen regulation taken away, I've seen America suffer. Whether it's Enron raping California over energy, whether it's Wall Street raping you. And look at your 401k right now and tell me there shouldn't be some regulation. Eat a fucking dick if you think the system the way it is right now is cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it just proves that you're a fucking moron.
You're probably rich.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised how many poor middle class support the current system. Like, I'm like, if you're not rich, you should have a problem. And if you don't have a problem and you think you're going to get into that group, no, that party, it has a red velvet rope out front and you are not getting in. And like, you're not welcome to that party. You're not invited to that party.
Yeah. A lot of those
I think it's like,
are in love with a puppet clown. So it doesn't really matter.
I think Chris Rock said it best when he goes, there's a difference between being rich and having wealth. Rich is Shaquille O'Neal. Wealth is the family that owns the color blue.
Right.
right? Like, yeah, you can strive to get to your 200 million, but there's people at 200 billion looking at you like you'll never get in this fucking group.
Yeah,
You're
very
not
true.
allowed.
Very true.
And to that
All
group, I say,
right.
fuck you.
All right. Amen. All right. We got one last video to play, which is, I mean, I love all three of the videos you have on your page, but like this is probably my favorite of all of them. The assholes who wanted to swipe off of it because they didn't want to wait more than 20 fucking seconds. Assholes. You should be watching this motherfucking video because it also has a fucking message, which is amazing. So. All right, you want to tell people about your mom?
Yes. So your mom is a song about a lady that knows how to bake some really good cookies. And for one, respect who you're with, treat whoever your princess is with respect, and make her feel special. But at the same time, just know once in a while you got to get kind of dirty to keep everyone happy.
Hell yeah. I love it. Definitely not a Stepford wife, that's for sure.
No.
She's not just any mom. She's your mom by Celebrity Stalker on Wicked Entertaining, Rock Rage Radio, iHeartRadio, Sony Music Entertainment. Boom.
When I'm so bored that I can't take it, I pick up the phone cause I want to taste it. I call your house cause I know she's alone, baking up them cookies and I wanna get some. Your mom. Your mother. Your mom. Your mother. She answers the phone and says with a grin, my oven's preheated, I just put some in. I get to your house and open up the oven door. Cheese and whips and chocolate chips, hot damn, I want more. Your mom. Your mother. Your mom. Your mother. When I finally had my fill of the whispering eye and her cooking skill, I brush the crumbs off her chin as I show her some love, cause nobody bakes like your mother does. Your mom. Your mother. Your mom. Your mother.
Your Mom was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Hell yeah. Your mom. Your mother.
Because nobody bakes like your mother does.
It's kind of reminds me of a little bit like Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, my favorite line is chains and whips and chocolate chips. Hot damn, I want more.
I used to have that pin on my jean jacket as a teenager. It said whips and chains. What was it? How's that go again? Whips and
Shit, what was it?
chains may hurt or something. I don't know. I'm trying to remember
I
that
remember
saying
that from back
or
in the day.
something
I
like
can't
that.
remember what it said
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But I used to have that like pin on my jean jacket, and I was in high school, so I thought that was funny. Everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
What is this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I
Hey, I
I love
really
all
want to
that.
thank you for having us on tonight. Really
Hell yeah.
appreciate it. We're glad to be on Wicked Entertaining. Loved you when you're out here in LA and support you dearly now that you're out on the East Coast and want nothing but the best for you and love how
Thank
you
you.
bring on artist after artist and really try to give them a platform to support them, promote them. And the muse.
Your mother.
Hell yeah, the muse.
All right. Well,
We have some upcoming shows though, real
yes,
quick.
please tell everybody your shows and
So
also where they can find you on like website, social
okay.
media, that type of stuff.
So we're playing Dazed on the Green in Turlock, California this weekend with Cypress Hill, Wiz Khalifa, E40, TSOL, Dead Kennedys, Voodoo Glow Skulls, Guttermouth. Fucking amazing festival. It is a cannabis festival. So if you're looking to come out and partake, it's up in Turlock, California. It's a 2-day event. It's the lineup is insane. We're on the punk metal stage at 1 o'clock on Sunday, brought to you by Brian Sticky Tips, who is a major promoter out here in Northern California. And we support him and love him for supporting us. We're also playing Sandbar in Vegas or in Bullhead City the next weekend on Saturday the 24th. We'll be in Vegas on Sunday the 25th at
Oh
Dive
yeah.
Bar. So if you're in
Yes.
Vegas, before you head home, come out and check us out at not Dive Bar, I'm sorry, Double Down Saloon.
Oh yeah.
Vegas on the 25th at Double Down Saloon. Come out, support us then. And
Hell
then
yeah.
we have a lot of local shows coming up after that, but it really is just about, trying to get out there, play live music, support live music. Follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, or Twitter at Celebrity Stalker Band. And you can find us at Celebrity Stalker, theband.com. You can find our links to merch, everything there. On YouTube at Celebrity Stalker Band, you can find all our videos that we saw here tonight. And again, if you're in a band or you promote bands or you support bands, contact me at Celebrity Stalker Band or Celebrity Stalker Presents. I promote a lot of local shows and I'm always looking to support bands. I feel that if we give back to the medium or the art, that it'll give back to us. And I really am just out there to support the scene, just like you, Jen. And it's so important to support the scene because the best art's found in the underground. And it may go mainstream, but it started in the underground. And
Amen.
and that is where the best stuff is always at. And no matter no matter what band you like, they got where they're at today because the underground got them there.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you so much today, Elle, for being on the show, and thank you to just being amazing. Thank you, just what you're putting out into the world. Thank you for supporting your local music scene and helping get exposure for your not just your band but for other bands. And thank you for everything that you do with Celebrity Stalker. Really great. I love your concept. I love everything you guys do. I love the meaning behind your songs. It speaks to me as somebody who's I'm just like you in the sense of the music and the video games and all the stuff and just having a message behind it. And thank you so much, and thank you so much for being on the show today. We really appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
No problem.
Thank you
And
for having us.
let me know whenever you goes to release the new music and the
Okay.
the videos and whatever, and we'll bring you back on and we'll showcase the new stuff and some more stuff
Nice.
from the other album. Hell
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we'll do everything we can to share this and support you with the other bands and artists that you bring on. Again, when you left LA, I was worried that we were going to lose you. And to see you set up shop on the East Coast, and it looks like you're doing as good as ever. We support you wholeheartedly, and thank you for supporting us.
Hell yeah. We are going to be bringing some more, having some more concerts very soon here on the East Coast, and you guys can always come out and play out here. You know, do a little tour. You know, and maybe get you
We'd
out
be down
there.
for that.
It'd be
We'd be
exciting.
down for that.
Hell yeah.
So we will talk offline.
Most definitely. And so come on back tomorrow night. We've got some more great music. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Tonight we had Celebrity Stalker. Tomorrow night we've got our buddies from Our Frankenstein, the metal band from Southern California. You can also
Nice.
see Hollywood Nightmare metal band on Friday night, the 16th. And next night on the 19th, on Monday, we got Suppressed Intentions, another metal band. We love our metal, and they're all bands that
Nice.
I manage.
Nice.
All three of them are bands that I manage through Get Real Global Artist Management. So thank you all for watching tonight. Thank you to Celebrity Stalker for being on the show. And remember, always be supporting local music and music from around the world. And
Exactly.
like, share, subscribe, follow, and all of the above to make sure that art is being seen and heard, and just support. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But
It
thank
really is.
you till tomorrow night. It's been fun, it's been real, and it's been wicked entertaining right here on
I'll
Rock
be stalking in the
Radio.
comments.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
I'll be you'll see me stalking in the comments going forward.
Fuck yeah, we love it. All right. Love you, dude. We see you later. Peace out.
Bye.